Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was off. Hi. Probably could have picked a better time to do this. But my schedule is pretty packed in the next coming weeks, and I was already antsy to do this idea I had. So, for those who didn't see me propose it on, the post tab of my channel, uh, this is gonna be mostly a Splatoon 3 stream, but the gimmick is that every time I lose a game, Turf War, Salmon Run, whichever one you guys want to see me fail at, every time I lose a game, I have to switch the stream over to Clip Studio and draw one scene from Wish Part 2. Which does mean there will be spoilers for Wish Part 2 in this thing. So, if you don't want to see any of that, feel free to click off, come back another time for a different stream. I'm planning on maybe trying to stream something next week. Not sure what exactly yet, but we'll see where it goes. Drinking alcohol. Okay, you know what's funny? When I was trying to design the thumbnail, that thought did occur to me that one loss equals one shot. It sounds like I'm playing a drinking game. But that is what you call it in animation when it's oh yeah, no worries. That is what, but yeah, that is what you call it in animation. A scene is like, a full-on, like, chapter of the story or whatever. Like, we all know what classifies a scene. A shot is just, one continuous part of a scene, between, before the camera switches angles. So say I have a shot, so say I have a scene where you see, Chance talking to Asha, it's focused on his face, and then all of a sudden the camera cuts to Asha so we can see her reaction. Those are two shots. So, every time I lose a game, I have to draw one shot from, the next animatic I have to work on for Wish Part 2, which is big spoilers. So again, if you guys don't want to see spoilers for Part 2, feel free to click off now. I'm gonna put that in chat for people who are muted. I don't know, why are you switching over to that? I think I might have... Oh, no, everything's good. Okay, weird. Anyways, with all that introductory stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and get this, road on the show. Oh, there must be an important update. It won't let me skip. Oh, I see. Splatoon website just balance updates. Okay. Alright, what have we got to work with? Ooh. I don't think I've played on Manta Maria in a while. Alright. Jam and Oh! I don't think I've ever played on that Salmon Run stage, actually. So that'll be a fun thing if you guys decide to make me do that. Alright. Alright. Oh, and here we go. Here's my little guy. Lovely day with all the, posts. But yeah, here's my little guy. I've got very silly little setup here. We've got this this is like bream brim hat that I got from Salmon Run once, and it just like by some miracle all the abilities that got loaded onto it when I leveled up were all like special charge related. So I've just kept that as is. Then we've got my little hoodie here because I'm one of those suckers that likes to use Ninja Squid sometimes. I don't use it for anything ranked though because I know better. But I did try to do a strat here where I built up the extra abilities as swim speed up. Because if you don't know, the whole thing with Ninja Squid is you don't make ripples when you swim in the ink, so you're harder to spot, but you swim slower. So that's the kind of the drawback of it. So my idea with this was to try and counterbalance it with some swim speed up and see if that would do anything. And then we got these shoes, which all about like respawn and stealth jump, plus like one ink saver sub on there that I just got from leveling it up, I guess. I'm trying to save up enough chunks to like further customize these things. The other one that I like to use for ranked and just when I'm not feeling like doing Ninja Squid is this one, which has more special saver related stuff. I think we'll do this one for now, because it'll be funnier. I see two characters on screen. Which one is Splatoon? Do you have a favorite... Oh, game has no sound. Oh, shoot. Hold on, maybe... There we go. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit so you guys can hear me over it. Do you have a favorite Splatoon map? I like Flounder Heights. Because I love all the different, like, pathways. Almost every vertical wall you can find on that map is paintable. So you have a lot of different, pathways you can go, or vantage points. I think it's a lot of fun to play on. Also, hi, welcome, Pappity. I see two characters on screen, which one is Splatoon? I don't know, the stupider looking one. Anyways, oh, my catalog. No, that's not what I wanted to collect. Okay. Just gonna check this real quick. In the meantime, decide amongst yourselves, do we turf war or do we salmon run? Oh, I got a little backpack. Okay. Waiting for the guitars to come back into... I'm waiting for the guitars to come back into rotation at the catalog shop, because of course I am. Alright. Sorry, I just woke up. Alrighty. I'm down for turf because I think it's more grueling. Alright, if no one else says anything, we'll go turf. And also, it should... I should let you guys know I won't be able to see chat in the game. I tried to finagle the pop-out menu around, but... Or actually, let me try and finagle it right now. Let me see here. Okay, the thing about... I'd have to adjust the capture card, I think, if I'm trying to see chat at the same time. Let's see, I'm partial to samurai. I know nothing about Splatoon, sorry. No worries. Okay, so the difference is, so Turf War, the one I'm in right now, basically, the name of the game is you get on the stage and you have to paint as much of the ground as possible. And if, whichever team has the most square footage, by the end of 3 minutes, you have 3 minutes to paint the ground. Whoever has the most square footage by the end of it, their team wins. And Salmon Run is, team versus environment kind of game, where you fight waves of salmon monsters. And you have to collect their eggs every wave. You have a set, like, quota you have to make before the end of the wave. And if all of your team members die before the wave is over, or if the wave ends and you haven't met quota, you lose. So there's a few more conditions to Salmon Run, and it can get overwhelming because if you're not on top of everything, there can be like a million fish on the map and you're just overwhelmed. But Turf War, I feel like, is more grueling to me, at least, because with Salmon Run, at least even if you lose, you're getting something out of it. I don't know. Alright. Yeah, is there a place where I could put... Maybe on this side. There we go. Okay, I think that's the best I'm getting with the chat box. Alright, there we go. Yeah, okay, I figured out how to get the chat box on screen. Without covering up too much. I think all it covers up is it covers a little bit of, let's see. Oh, hello, Jake. Welcome. Alright. Salmon Run sounds fun, then. Okay, so... yeah, I think the thing is, if we're doing Salmon Run, we gotta decide what counts as a loss. Because knowing how Salmon Run go... or I guess we could just count, like... just whatever the game calls a loss, we can call a loss. It might be more fun for you guys if there's more opportunities for me to switch to Clip Studio and begrudgingly draw Wish content for you. Alright. Yeah, I think let's go Grizzco first. This'll be a fun way to start the morning. Oh yeah, also, you get this little, like, work uniform that's like a little suit. Alright, let's see here. Oh, and you don't... Turf War, you get to pick what weapon, you use. Salmon Run, you don't. They just have 4 weapons that they cycle you through so every wave, they change out what weapon you have to use. Alright. Let's do freelance. Luckily they got narrow spray, so I won't be totally boned. I'm one of those people that mains the aerospray. I'm not afraid to admit it, or as Scott Falco calls it, the trash can. Whatever, I don't care. It makes the game fun for me. I can actually play it. Of course, this isn't the only thing I use. I am also partial to, paintbrushes. If Mr. Grizz is unhappy with your quota, then into the wish mines for you. Alright, here we go, boys. Oh no, that is a lot of water. Alright, and like I said before- oh no, high tide? Are you kidding me? Okay. like I was saying before, I've never played on this stage before, so I might be boned. Let's see. Let's see. I'll let someone else take that out. Someone else got the fly fish. That's good. That's good. Oh, shit! Okay, cool, cool. We got the steelhead. All good there. Let's get you out of here. Alright, we met quota, so now all we have to do is survive. Shit. Alright. The artist yearns for the money. Ah, yes, Platana. Thank God we have more space to work with. Oh, it's low tide. Okay. And of course the fly fish is the first one up. No! God damn it. I'm taking you out, sir. Oh god, there's so many eggs. 2 fly fish? They want me to die. Mr. Grizz is rigging the game against me, so I have to draw. It's okay, we got enough eggs down there that we could probably survive. We just need people to be able to get them. Oh no! Shoot! No! God damn it. Well, there we go. There's our start. I should have started this off with the thing I said in my pitch, which was, every time I lose a game of Splatoon, I have to draw Wish Part 2, and I'm not very good at Splatoon. Alrighty, well I got one little bonus, yay. I'll go cash that in and then switch over to Clip Studio for you guys. Alrighty. Let me just get it prepared in another window real quick. Need to get my thumbnails out. So, I did lie a bit. I didn't entirely finish thumbnailing the scene, but I have enough to work with that we should be fine. We open... Alright. Oh, hello, Phoebe. Do you want to sit in here and watch me draw too? Now let me just switch it over. There we go. I'm gonna turn down the desktop audio so we're not hearing Splatoon in the background. Alrighty. Now then, since I think this will be the first time some of y'all are seeing my process, so what I do is I've got thumbnails. These, like, I get, like, a bunch of tiny squares. I just draw out, like, the idea of what the scene looks like. And then once I'm ready to draw it for realsies, we're gonna take it, blow it up so that it fills up the whole screen, and then just go from there. I think there's a couple angles to this shot, so I'm gonna get both of these in here. You know, maybe I should see if I can put on some background music or something. Phoebe mentioned, yeah, she's here. Let's see, I can add in media source. What kind of Zelda music do you guys want? Because that's all the music I have in my files. Any requests? Let's see, we've got, a lot of it is Breath of the Wild music, it looks like, but, You know what, where is it? I know I've got Lon Lon Ranch. I don't have that, but I do have the Breath of the Wild stable music. I could play that. I got nothing. Apologies. No worries. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Set it to loop. Alright, now then. Actually, I need to go in and, pull up a reference in another tab because I don't want to spoil you guys that hard. There you are. Howdy, welcome to stream. Let's see how... Trying to draw two figures embracing. It's gonna be interesting. Let's see, that should work. Sorry if this part gets a bit boring. Sorry I got momentarily distracted because more Princess Guinevere is coming from Glitch. Oh! They're doing more Knights of Guinevere stuff? Neato. But yeah, sorry if this part of the stream gets a bit boring. I'm not used to entertaining people while I work. What is the shape of your nose, Miss Ma'am? should ramble about your story. What story, pray tell, Mr. Papity, that you totally aren't suggesting I ramble about? Do you mean spoil more of Wish? Or... Let's see, I'm at Overtrack, but girl, you got like 50 to choose from, you do you? I'd love to ramble about Overtracked. Maybe if anyone is interested in that. Anything interesting you watched lately? I saw Iron Lung. That was cool. Because of course I did miss my favorite Halloween movie is John Carpenter's The Thing. Let's see. I think your dress was longer. But yeah, Iron Lung, very good. What else have I seen? I think that's about the only super recent thing I've seen. Well, I've run out of things to ramble about. I guess I'll, let's see. I'm not that good at horror. Yeah, no worries. It's not a genre for everyone. Yeah, I've run out of things to ramble about. I guess I'll ramble about my comic. My stupid So I think I mentioned it. I have a Q&A that I did when I hit, I think it was 7K subscribers, which feels like not big enough of a milestone to do something as intensive as a Q&A, but, you know. But in there, someone asked me, oh, you've mentioned your original story in your Wish video, what can you tell us more about it? And so I went more in depth about it. So I have this comic in the works. It is called Overtracked, Rock Band of the Apocalypse, to really show you that I'm the kind of kid who played Guitar Hero as a child. And the basic story of it is it takes place in like an alternate timeline where that Cold War event that everyone, like that nuclear disaster that everyone was worried about during the Cold War happened, and the Earth kind of got blown up a little bit, but humanity barely survived. And now it's the modern day-ish and everything's back to normal, except it was the 80s when this happened, so nothing that was quote-unquote normal was very good. So you've got 3 guys in a rock band, who are trying to make it big in a post-nuclear Manhattan, which on top of it being like post-nuclear and post-apocalyptic, all of the boroughs of Manhattan, all the boroughs of New York City are being run by this cutthroat biker gang called the Scrubs. And they call themselves that because they scrub you off the census if you cross them. And they have like a very rigid system. Like they like to pick and choose who gets in, who gets out of New York. The only borough they weren't able to get control of actually was the Bronx, so that's a fun little switcheroo there. So the Bronx is actually being run by this mostly Puerto Rican group of people called Las Donitas, which if I recall my friend Cosmo's explanation when she suggested the name, means like the little old ladies or something along those lines, just sort of like a fun dichotomy of like, oh, it's the women, but like the little women? I don't remember exactly, but I'm sticking with it because I think it's fun. So we follow the three guys in a rock band. One of them is Calvin Carter. He's our main character who gets himself infected with this irradiated parasite, this little like melted snake thing called Ziggy, and because they're rockers in an 80s rock band, of course they name it Ziggy. Let me just move these into a folder real quick. So you've got Calvin, who's, he's like the lead vocalist, lead guitar, again, parasite, so he gets like mutant superpowers whether he wants them or not, and then you've got his other two bandmates, Rhodey, who I know saying that name's gonna set Pap off, he loves this guy. Rhodey is the bassist, also token white guy of the band, and his whole dealio is that he's the most normal dude out of the trio, but that is not a good thing. He has radiation poisoning. And then you've got Steve, the drummer. He's cool. He's like kind of like, if there's a brain cell that they share between them, Steve has it 90% of the time. But yeah, fun story. So... Wish I could post pictures to chat, I'd subject everyone to a bombardment of Ziggy posts. Yeah. Also, what software is this? This looks clean, not gonna lie. Are you talking about the drawing software I'm using, or the software I'm using to stream? Because to stream, I'm using OBS, but the drawing program is Clip Studio. Alright. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna need you guys to hold on for a second. I'm gonna be right back. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Just got absolutely bodied by a sudden, like, cramp there for a second. Nothing that a snack and some Motrin can't fix, though. I might just need like 2 seconds to recoup before I get back to drawing stuff, so I'll just... I'll just like talk and stuff. What has happened since then? I was talking about what drawing software she was using. Yeah, so it is Clip Studio Paint X. That's EX, not Pro, so... I originally got this because I was starting to do more animation-based classes for college, and I was like, well, I don't want to shill out for Adobe. And also, this seems good, at least based on what all my other art friends have said. I'll get this one. The thing is, if you only get the Pro version, they don't let you draw your animations past 24 frames total. So, if you're doing anything aside from maybe, like, short GIFs, get the full, like, Clip Studio Paint X version. Let's see. What's happening so far? I came late-ish. I played one game of Splatoon, immediately lost, and now we're here. There's X, well it's EX is how they spell it. There's Clip Studio Paint Pro, and then there's Clip Studio Paint EX. Those are the 2 versions. EX is the more expensive one, but they have more tools and, I guess flexibility with stuff like animation. I'm gonna be so real, about the credits of the movie. In this, like, hypothetical, I probably won't change anything about them. But let me tell you, when I first saw that movie, when I first saw Wish, and, you know, after everything I was subjected to in that, it's like, oh, this is barely its own, like, thing. They're referencing everything, and it's not in, like, a... Like, it's not in a, oh... Like, how whimsical, how fun, remember all these other stories. It was like it felt like hey, we're Disney, don't you want to, like, see, remember our other Disney products that you could be watching? But, like, after the whole movie, like, you know, like, most Disney movies, they tailor the end credits to reference, you know, the movie itself, and, like, its story. And, like, I get that this was... I get that, you know, this is, the 100th anniversary film, or whatever. So, it makes sense. But after subjecting me to that whole movie, and then the first thing of the credits I realize is not even about the movie, they're just taking PNGs of famous Disney characters and making them look like constellations. Like... If there weren't children in that theater, I would have audibly said, fuck off. Let's see, what's happening there? I see a woman hugging a pointy-eared woman. That other pointy-eared woman is Chance, I just haven't drawn his hair in yet. Let's see, is it a monthly payment or a one-time payment? It is a perpetual license, so you pay once and then you have it forever. So that was the other reason I went with Clip Studio instead of Adobe for my animation stuff for school. Was because they don't... Disney, you ain't slick. Exactly. Like an end credits sequence like that I would understand in something like Once Upon a Studio, where it makes sense, because it is like a big Disney crossover film for your anniversary. That makes sense. Why did you need to put it in Wish? You couldn't have maybe had, like, Constellation-esque end credits to, like, reference, you know, the movie that I came to see, not your other movies that I could have been watching instead. That's lazy making characters constellations. I think the funniest thing, credit where credit is due, they did reference all the movies. And I only remember that because a friend that I was subjecting to Wish, started laughing uncontrollably because it got to, the second half of the end credits where it's the scroll, and Alador from Dinosaur, like, just a full-on, like, 3D render, but with the constellation filter of Alador showed up. And he just started laughing uncontrollably, because it looked so out of place with the other drawings. Wasn't it that Clip Studio used to be a one-time buy, and then they decided to make it a subscription service? No. They still have the perpetual license. I think the extra subscription is for, like, when they update it to the next version, if you wanna... Or no, I don't remember what the subscription was. I think what it was is that their mobile version of Clip Studio was already a subscription, and then they were like, hey, we're gonna start doing that with, what is it? Or no, I remember what it was. So, it's a perpetual license if you want to buy the program, but if you pay for a subscription, they update you with, like, new tools and stuff. So, like, you'll still get security, like, regular updates to, like, keep security and, like, minor bug fixes, like, done. But if you want any big stuff, like, for example, I think the last big thing they added to my version, I have version 1.0 of Clip Studio. I think the last thing they added was the liquefy tool. So, like, if you want, like, something like that, you can get the subscription and they'll update you with it as soon as it's out. I don't know. That's just what I remember. I feel like the subscription news was a long time ago. Imagine if they did what Toy Story did and have the concept art in the end credits. See, that would be fun. That would be, like, very Disney 100-year anniversary. I would enjoy that. It would also mean I would have found out about Starboy immediately after the movie and I would have been angrier way quicker. Can't wait to see what you'll rewrite knowing what I know now in your Wish rewrite. Same. I mean, I've already got the lyrics done. It's like I said in one of my videos that I'm just waiting to have time to do a good singing take. Because, you know, I don't know, at least with stuff like This Wish and I'm a Star, it's like 1 or 2 parts. And then in this one, it's a whole group, like, ensemble number. So that'll be fun to try and put together. Let's see, I think I saw someone way back here asking about... Yeah, could you talk about your merman? I think his name was Isaac. That is indeed his name? Oh, so here- Girl, you didn't need- Oh my gosh. Y'all don't need to do super chat stuff. I forgot I had that on. I mean, thank you, but... Alright. Alright. Let's still keep Now I've Seen Him show his true colors and shades of green. I would. The only problem is the way that I would keep it if I knew shit fuck about how to write melodies and music, because the way they have the melody set up for knowing what I know now, the way she sings it is like, but now I've seen him show his true colors. Like that, the way she sings true colors sounds wrong. It doesn't flow right to me. I think maybe I could just pull up the lyrics I have and give you guys a little preview and just like, ah! No, my ibuprofen. Where is it? What was the line that I put instead? Oh yeah, instead of now I've seen him show his true colors and shades of green, I put, 'cause yesterday I found out what my dad keeps locked away. So, you know, tying into the story or something. That was something I was trying to do. Alright, let me... Plus, I feel like saying, now, yesterday I found out what my dad keeps locked away, the stars, yet he says your wishes aren't safe because of all of them. I don't know, I feel like it's a little, I don't know. Alrighty, let's get back to making this guy look a bit like more like our boy Chance. Actually, I'm gonna pull up, where is it? It should be in here. There you are. Because I low-key kind of forgot how I designed it. Because this is, spoilers again. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Click off if you don't want me to explain to you the context of this scene. This is right after they free all the stars. So as foreshadowed in this scene, being surrounded by all the raw, unfiltered wish magic in the room. And so stars have this... I've mentioned before that stars... in the wishing stars in this movie, the color, like their dominant color and their hair and stuff, represents how much magic and life force they have. And most stars, the most powerful they can get, like, by default, is, like, when their hair is white. Like Chance's was when we first meet him in the story. But with all the raw, unfiltered magic from the wishes, they become blue. Which is the hottest and brightest color I believe a star can get. And so the lore is, because of all that raw, unfiltered magic, it doesn't, like, it's really hard to keep it contained. So the kind of humanoid shape that stars take when they try to disguise themselves on Earth kind of starts to fall apart. It becomes more ethereal and bubbly looking. Kind of like Star's old concept art, where it was more, like, ethereal, more just, like, an amorphous shape. Let's see, have you heard of Swan Princess? Yes, I have. I haven't seen it in forever, though, so I can't tell you much about it. Let's see. What else have you guys been saying? I think So I Make the Switch has potential, but they bastardize it, and Asha doesn't believe in something bigger. I will admit, This Wish was my favorite song in the movie, which of course isn't saying much because the soundtrack of Wish is, but the way I tried to spin it when I was rewriting it was like, oh, it's still like kind of vague. She's like, oh, I wish to give my people like a chance to do more, to like have a chance to make their own wishes come true, to like live the lives they want to without my dad deciding whether or not, you know, they're allowed to. But there was an extra angle I wanted to add where in the original This Wish, when it plays, Asha never says we or us. She never includes herself in the collective because she thinks, oh, like, I'm fine where I am. It's my people and everyone else that need help. You know, before she goes through her arc and learns that she's just as deserving of that happy ending. She has suffered just as much under Magnifico as everyone else. She just hasn't realized yet. And so in the reprise, she starts using we and us. See, I did astronomy in school, and I like how you used real-life star facts in the characters. Yeah, because that was one thing I thought was kind of... Because I remember, what was it, in the original version of I'm a Star, they leaned very heavily in, like, the actual astronomy and, like, the science of stars when writing that. It's, like, using words like supernova, or nebulae, solar system, like, really hammering in the planetary aspect of it all. And so I thought, like, oh, we could do that in, like, the designs and stuff. Like, I'm not going, like, full on like that, because there's not a whole lot of space to include it, and my thesis for I'm a Star is completely different. But, you know. Are you talking about Ella Enchanted? Because I remember that. It wasn't... Yeah, a spell that makes her do what people tell her to. Yeah. What it was is that she had a fairy godmother who was, like, not a very good fairy godmother, if I recall correctly. And she was like, oh, Ella, you get the gift of obedience. Which means that she is really good at doing what other people tell her to. But it's to such a detriment that, like, I remember vividly there's a scene where, like, her love interest finds out because he tells her, stay right there, I'll be right back, and she physically cannot move her feet and almost gets run over by a horse-drawn carriage. Because the guy comes back just in time to pull her out of the way, and he's like, dang, why didn't you move? And, like, that's how he finds out. And I remember there was one scene where the villain finds out about her quote-unquote gift of obedience, and he uses it to be like, oh, kill this guy for me, and don't tell anyone. So, I don't remember how the movie ends, so I'm just left to believe that she goes through with it, and that's kind of fucked. But it's an interesting premise. I gotta watch it again. Get that through system solar trash line. Popping in, don't know for how long. Oh, hi, Bananas! We're on the drawing a shot from Wish part of it, which might be the rest of it now that I'm checking the time. Oops. But, I wish there was a way- hold on. I'm gonna try something. If I can just... Oh no, that's really... okay, let me... I apologize for how this might be looking on stream. If I can just... Let's see. see. There we go. Okay. I'm just adjusting the window real quick to, so that I can see the chat while, I'm drawing. Hee hee. Do you know when Wish Part 2 is coming out? I'm not telling. The whole point of me making that update was to be like, okay, my first issue was telling you guys to expect a certain date, because I'm kind of setting myself up for, like, oh, like, I have to get it done by that date, and this is a passion project that I'm not getting paid to make, so, and I have an actual job now, so I don't have as much time as I did, and, fun fact about Part 1, my professor let it count toward a school assignment, so I had an extra excuse to work on it during school time when I probably shouldn't have been. And I do not have such excuse when I'm on shift, so less time to work on it, other factors that I can't control. I'm just not telling you guys when to expect it, just, it'll be out when it's out. Have you played other older Splatoon games, or was 3 your first? No, I played the original on the Wii U. I still have my Wii U. But that's mostly because my first console as a kid was the Wii. Cause originally I didn't have I didn't have any games as a kid, cause my mom just didn't want them in the house. She didn't want us wasting time, playing games. What is your job now? Retail, and that's all I'll say. But, so my first console was a Nintendo Wii, because the whole marketing strategy of it was, oh, the motion controls, and the flagship game with the Wii was, you know, Wii Sports. So my mom was like, oh my god, you can exercise while you're playing video games? And that was the beginning of the end. So that then led to me and my brother, unlike everyone else apparently, because I guess the reason the Wii U failed is because people thought it was an add-on to the Wii and not a whole console. Maybe I'm smarter than your average- maybe I was smarter than your average gamer when I was 12. My thoughts out to you, thank you. Based Mama Geeky, yeah. But yeah, so we eventually upgraded to a Wii U, and then Splatoon was like the next big thing, and they were talking about that a lot, and me as a kid, I was like, oh, that kind of looks fun, so I played the original Splatoon, for the Wii U. It is 11 years old, Jesus, oh my god. I was, 12 or 13 when that came out. Jesus Christ. That actually makes a lot of sense, because as I've said, elsewhere during my Cringemas, series that I was doing on YouTube Shorts that didn't really, like, it popped off enough for me to be like, oh, I could do this again next year. But I wrote a Splatoon fanfiction as a kid, and it wasn't very good, I'll say that much. I was 13, 12 or 13, most of it, I think, was plagiarized from Monsters University. It had the very same gimmick of like, oh, antagonist and protagonist make a deal. If they win this tournament game, they get their thing. If they lose, they have to leave thing forever. So it was like, oh, our main character makes a deal with the bully girl. If I win, you have to do this for me. And it's like, okay, but if you lose, you can never play Turf War ever again. This was something totally independent of the story mode lore, by the way. So that was that. we had some fun stuff there. I think my favorite thing was me trying to come up with, like, slice-of-life lore stuff, like, oh, this, they have to take the train to Inkopolis, Plaza every day, while their dad is at work at the docks. I forget what the place was called. It was like the Mako, like, shipping yard. I think that's what it was called. It was that shipping yard, map from Splatoon 1. I don't remember if they ever brought it back into 3. I don't think so. But... so their dad worked there, and they live at Flounder Heights, even though canonically Flounder Heights is the rich people apartment building, I guess. There was some other stuff. She had, like, 2 other friends, and then a little brother. I don't want to say too much of it, because I do want to make a video where me and a friend read it. I just gotta figure out which friend to rope into this. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see, Flounder. Yeah, what was, see, different direction than I expected when you mentioned Monster University. Thought you were gonna say they pop between there and the human world. Oh my god. Splatoon fanfiction. They have a time machine. Let's see, or actually I can, there we go. Okay. See, Chance is so cute. I love this version of him in the rewrite. Also, is the lady who is hugging Chance Hope? Yes. This was like a big thing that I've been like ailing about. Like just, because I've been seeing, so I'm not gonna say much, because like even in this very like, hey, there's spoilers, don't watch this if you don't want to know them. I don't want to say too much. Because then what are there be left to see in the video? Are you suggesting Splatoon Isekai bananas? Oh my god. Do you normal sketch in blue? Yes. Because my first program, I know Clip Studio, the default, when you click on, like gray, black, or white, it goes to red, like this. But in my last program, the program that came with my... The program that came with my drawing tablet was, Corel Painter Essentials, and the default color when you click on white or black or gray is this, like, blue. So, I've just kind of instinctually always, sketched in blue. It becomes like every single video game movie adaptation. Except this one has an environmental message, if you know Splatoon lore. Let's see, did you even see my comment on my idea with your wish rewrite with Sabino only being shown during a flashback? Yes, I believe I did. I don't remember if it was your comment, but or another one that suggested something similar where, I think Sabino is still in the rewrite, but he's passed away. I think the other person mentioned, like, oh, he could still be her grandpa, you know, just like, I don't know, maybe just like either, oh, he's one of the family members that Magnifico lost in his tragic backstory, or he managed to escape with them, to Rosas? I don't know. But yeah, no worries. I read all the comments that come up on my Wish video, and I appreciate all of them. That's why I feel a need to heart almost every single one of them that comes in. Chris Pratt and Jack Black are cast as the Squid Sisters. No, they'd be Captain Cuttlefish and DJ Octavio, respectively. I'm glad you guys seem to like that one. Alright, let's see. I'm not gonna do any fancy shading like I have over here, because this is, Here we go. Because this is like a beat board, which is a bit different. It's just, it shows you just the story beat, like a snapshot of the movie, and not like the full-on boards, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, no worries. Good luck on your homework, Solna. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining. Alright. Take your time, make it as best as you can make it. Thank you. Let me see here. I need... What shade did I use for this guy? Let's just... Boop. Let's see. Thoughts on Tomodachi Life? I pre-ordered it already. That was, you know, post, Wii era in my household, my brother managed to get a 3DS. So, we had the original Tomodachi Life. Or at least I did. I don't think he ever played it. But we lost the cartridge somewhere, and so I have been heartbroken. But now finally, there is hope. There is a silver lining. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream comes out, in 2 months. I need it to come sooner, but what can you do? At least it's coming. Yeah, I think, this tells you how old I was when the first game came out, though. You wanna know what I populated my island with? On Tomodachi Life? It was all Undertale characters. So that should tell you everything. Let's see, I think these lines... I remember this. I was gonna have other wishing stars in the background. Alright. Any of y'all who are still active in chat, just, like, list me out some, Disney sidekick characters. I'm gonna make a Jinkas. Oh, that's gonna be amazing, Bananas. I have been tempted to try and, like... I've been trying to figure out what to populate the island with. Let's see. 7-year-old me made a me of every person in my class, all my family's dogs, and basically any person I ever met. Oh, goodness. What are gajinkas? Oh, right, some of you might not know that term. At least back on my era of the internet, when I started really using it, gajinka just means, like, humanized design. So basically just give me a Disney sidekick. I am going to make a human design of them to insert here as a wishing star. Because, fun fact, I've been wanting to make a video that's just me going through my wish rewrite, pointing out all the Disney references I snuck in. I don't know, maybe just to prove to myself it is possible to do referential stuff like that without it being totally in your face. I will never get over, Fantasyland in the sky! How about Neverland? Like, no. Get that shit out of here. I love- yeah, bananas, you get me. Pabs, don't you dare speak ill of Iago in my house ever again. Let's see. Oh, Luis, Luis, one of the frogs, or Ray. Ooh, I think I might do Ray. That'll be fun, because, like, it's already implied that he became a star when he died. Let me see, where are you, sir? There you are. I'll put him right down there. I mean, you probably won't be able to tell any of these are, like, famous Disney characters, but at the very least, you know, I'll have something to go off of. Nah, his hair wasn't that big. There we go. Kinda had, like, these Diary of a Wimpy Kid little springs. Let's see, what else we got? So, we got Ray, Iago, Sebastian. Let me see. That reminds me, I cannot wait until, Kevin from Up? Oh my god. That would be fun, like a bird-looking star. Yeah, getting to be with Angel. It was Evangeline. Is it sidekicks? Yeah, because that would... Here, hold on. We're getting... Now you see why it takes me so long to get this done. I think I need to... I think I need to be medicated, for something. But... I wanted to show you, because when I get this done, I want to make a little thing showing off all the different, references I was able to sneak in. So let me just pull up just a handful of scenes. So most of the stars in these mirrors are just references to, designs that Star had in the concept art book, because if you've never seen The Art of Wish, there is a ginormous. There's a 2-page spread of just, here is everything we came up with and didn't end up using. I was today years old when I found out Turk was a woman. To be fair, it took me forever as a kid. I think what tipped me off is I rewatched it as a kid, and they used, like, she, her pronouns for Turk, and I was like, oh, wait a second. But so, a handful of... When I ran out of, star designs that I thought would be cool to fit in here, I just inserted Disney sidekicks, so... This one right here is supposed to be, like, a rough Zazu. That is Sebastian. Sisu is in this one, because I feel like her design, when you simplify it, kind of looks like the star designs from the 2-page spread anyways. And then the poor guy in the mirror that Magnifico smacks with his staff to make it spin is, Gurgi from the Black Cauldron. Because I had just watched, I'm very forgiving of sidekicks. I don't think I would ever get this mad at him. But I had just watched the Shifrillis, ranking every Disney animated feature video. And when he got to Black Cauldron, there was just, like, a straight 5 minutes of him just raging about Gurgi. Like, just like, I hate this guy, he's neither comic nor relief. I want him to die in that cauldron. Is there any Tangled references? Ooh, I don't remember. But yeah, I will say, I do not think Gurgi is awful and deserves to die. I was just putting that in as an inside joke for people who watch Shifrillis. But yeah, who else did we say? Iago and, I think it was... Let me scroll back up here. Yeah, Iago, we already got Ray. Yeah, Kevin... is someone suggesting Mushu, perhaps? Let's see, what would a human Mushu even look like? Do I dare look that up? Oh, that's right, Oddity drew him. That's fun. I do love a couple of the designs that pop up are hot anime boys. Nature is healing. Yeah, I think... Oh, Todd and Copper would be cute. I already have a whole thing in the scene where the stars get released, and one of the things I say in my little talkie bit is that a lot of the stars immediately go and embrace other stars that they haven't been able to hug in years because they've all been stuck in mirrors away from each other. What is the dinosaur? I'm not putting Alador in this. What would his human design even be? Like, let's be real here. see. Alright, Iago. I love how, like, round he looks in some of these pictures. He's just a guy. Is the blue fairy from Pinocchio one of the stars? Yeah. Oh, right. I never got to say that. So, I'm not gonna spoil too much about Hope, but I will say one thing, is that, everyone in the comments of my video has been trying to guess, like, what her deal is. Like, oh, is she supposed to be Tinkerbell? Or, like, what character is she referencing? She's gotta be something. She is the blue fairy from Pinocchio. One of... You know, which is, like, I feel like that should have been a given for something they could have referenced in Wish. Because it's like, Pinocchio is the film that When You Wish Upon a Star, the song originates from. And the Blue Fairy's whole deal is that Geppetto wished on a star to be a father. And then the Blue Fairy came down from the star to be like, oh, I'll grant your wish, you've been such a kind man. So, like, giving her nothing in this film... It needed to be remedied. I needed to do something with her. So Hope is indeed meant to be, the blue fairy in this movie. I'm sure once this whole part is out and I can, you know, post all the stuff I had of everyone, like the concept art I drew of them, it'll be more obvious. What? Let's see. I didn't know that they made an Aladdin TV show. Yeah, they made quite a few TV shows for like the Renaissance films. The only ones I know that didn't survive cancellation, was the Beauty and the Beast one and Team Atlantis. Because the Beauty and the Beast one, I guess they realized this would not make a good, this wouldn't make a good, film. Or not film. This wouldn't make a good TV show, because there's not a whole lot you can do with Belle being stuck in the palace with the objects, I guess. And then Team Atlantis, it was because Atlantis the Lost Empire was a financial failure, and they didn't want to chance anything with its name on it. Except, I guess, slapping the finished episodes together into a really bad direct-to-DVD sequel that we do not acknowledge the existence of. Let's see. Have you seen Quest for Camelot? Yes, a long time ago. I don't have much to say on it. Except there is one wild line I do remember, which is there are these two characters. They're a two-headed dragon. I forgot their names. But when they're introduced, we don't see that they're connected to the same body. And one of the characters asks them, like, oh, who are you? And one of the dragons just goes, oh, we're a good example of why cousins shouldn't marry. Like, that's insane to put in your kid's movie. I'll be real, I'm kinda sad they didn't make the Cinderella show. Yeah, well, it's like I was saying, part of it might be just they didn't think it would be financially viable, and then the other part is just, oh, this doesn't really work, this doesn't really work as a show. Like, I think the reason why... I saw someone point this out about, Tangled the series. One of the reasons why that is such a great show is because, sorry, words, give me a second. One of the reasons why it's such a good show is that the movie Tangled takes place over the course of only a day. So if you were to try and make anything after that, like if you were to try and make any kind of spin-off, you would be forced to do something that happens after the events of the movie. You couldn't shoehorn that into like the like marketable timeline of the movie when Rapunzel is like in her marketable long-haired blonde design, you know? Like how the Little Mermaid TV show, it's Ariel as like a younger like teenager in Atlantica. And like I guess there was more to work with because it's her adventures as a mermaid and you can work with the mermaid stuff. I don't know. But Tangled the series, they realized that they couldn't do something that takes place in the context of the movie, so they had to set it after. And thus, you know, what happens after Tangled? Maybe we could answer some questions about the lore of the Sundrop. Why does this flower exist? And like all this other stuff. Expand the world. And also it gave them an excuse to reuse this one character that got scrapped from the movie, Xavier the blacksmith. Yeah, fun. He was originally supposed to be in the original movie, but he got cut for whatever reason. Let's see here. Let's see. I watched it. I really hate Cassandra. I don't know enough about the series to comment on that one. Let's see. I don't think The Hunchback of Notre Dame needed a continuation simply because it literally ended with the end title card. I think most of them do. I don't know. Maybe I gotta go back through the Disney Renaissance and see how many actually have a title card like that to denote the ending of it. Maybe I just need to add glow. That is not the right airbrush. You mean Hunchback shouldn't have a comedic spin-off with the gargoyles? Bananas? Stop. You know, fun fact, I saw something where someone pointed out that technically the gargoyles actually are in the book. Because they mention near the start of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, like the original book, that Quasimodo was so lonely in the bell tower that he would talk to the gargoyles, like on the top of the cathedral. So it's like, technically speaking, the gargoyles are in the book. Let's see. Yeah, fair enough, Sea Lantern. Thank you for being mindful. Let's see, I think... This looks so barren, but I don't know what else to... How many more wishes can we pack into this scene? Because they're not compact like the other shot, because they're all like free... and like just free balling out there. Let's see, can you please rant about your idea process of implementing autism to Asha's character? I won't rant about it. Or at least I'll try not to, because that feels like a strange way to phrase that. But... let's see. Let's see. Hello, Kelly Plays. Welcome to the stream. There's not a whole lot to it. It amounted to me being like, huh, you know, I didn't mind Asha's characterization as much. I kind of related to her. But I also acknowledge that people's opinions are valid, and that, you know, maybe there should be something extra to explain why she's like that. I've got it! She's autistic! You know, and I'm like, this surely says nothing about me, the person who relates to Asha as a person. Fair enough, Bananas, but to be quite honest, I do not trust modern Disney enough to be able to pull that off. After what they did to Lilo and Stitch, I made a joke with a friend while talking about it, because I've got another video that I'm gonna try and edit through at some point, where it's me and one of my college buddies, ranking the Disney live-action remakes on a tier list. There's a book? Yeah, it's based on, the book The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. The same guy who wrote Les Miserables. But I in this video, I told my friend about the only reason I'll ever, like, go see live-action Lilo and Stitch is if they double down on the stuff they had in the original movie, where it's commentating on tourism and how it's affecting Hawaiians and natives, and specifically I was like, bring back the scene where Lilo gets revenge on the tourists by scaring them into thinking there's a tsunami, and then I'll watch it. And then my friend was like, wow, like, the monkey's paw didn't curl, it came into your house, punched you in the face, and stole your milk. Yeah, no, that's the most frustrating part, is, like, it's not a good remake. And, like, the funniest thing is that it was supposed to be a Disney Plus exclusive, and then they shoved it into theaters, I guess, and somehow it was super successful? Like, no. Why do you people keep going to these? Nani leaving her sister behind isn't powerful, it's US propaganda. I think I even, I saw a video specifically, like, going... There's this guy I found on accident called Razorblade, very much one of those, like, draws persona with crossed arms kind of commentators, you know, like me. But he made a video talking about the Lilo and Stitch remake in a way I hadn't really seen any, like, animation reviewers really talking about it, which is really going in depth about the history of Hawaii as a nation and how the US just kind of took it over, and how Lilo and Stitch utilizes that in such a way that it gets you to talk about it and notice things. And then talking about how the live-action remake did the opposite of that. Lilo is no longer taking pictures of tourists to get back at them for treating her like a tourist attraction. She's now hanging out with them in the hot tub because God forbid we call out tourism in Hawaii, because then people might not want to go to our way too expensive Hawaiian resort Aulani. But yeah, so, and also him going into depth about just why what they did to Nani in that movie is so, like, so especially bad. Especially I'm not gonna talk about this for too long, because this is supposed to be a fun stream where I draw stuff from the Wish video, but there is something that happened with, the Disney live-action Lilo and Stitch, where, reportedly, Nani's actress, was not naturally tan, They put a lot of makeup on her to make her look more native, which I think there's a word for that, and it's not good. But yeah, sorry, enough about, Lilo and Stitch. Let's see, I think I'll call the shot done. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Let's see, I remember people talking about that when casting was announced. Absolutely insane. Yeah, no, like, I think Razorblade even made, like, a very good point. Like, he brought up, like, oh yeah, I guess this is the conversation we're having again. Listen, there is a difference between, let's see, opinions on Brian Hull. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let's switch the topic before I get too deep into something. Opinions on Brian Hull. I haven't seen a lot of I haven't seen much of his newer stuff, but I think he's cool. The voice impressionist master, indeed. Did you know that for Hotel Transylvania 4, they got him to voice, Dracula? And some of the guys, I think, because I guess they couldn't get Adam Sandler back. Let's see, I like his History Gone Wrong series on movies. Don't watch if you're underage. Yeah. Seconding that. Oh yeah, no worries, Callie. Maybe I should have changed this to every time I lose I draw one frame, because that was one frame, and that took a while. This stream's gonna be like one Splatoon game that I lost in Wave 2, and then like 40 minutes of me talking about Disney. I wanted to switch to my little disgruntled guy. Hold on. There we go. Maybe, hold on. Let's see. Who you want to play Splatoon? Oh no, I guess I gotta do what Pav is saying. He's, yeah, I'm gonna go back to Splatoon, because I feel like it's been way too long. Okay, we're changing up the parameters for this for next time. We'll do every time I lose, I draw one frame. We'll take it down to frames. Just so these streams aren't like a million hours of just me drawing shit. Anyways, turn down the drawing music. Let's switch back over to the, to here? Oh, right. It's been so long, my Joy-Cons fell asleep. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Oh, and of course the maps and shit have been updated. Yeah. I will say, I think just to end it off, I'm gonna do one game of Turf War and then end the stream. Because I gotta get to something. But yeah, this is fun. Glad to know that people will actually show up to this. Alrighty. Oh, Hagglefish Market. Oh, that's a fun one. Alright. I would have timed it to 10-minute drawn. You know what? That would have been... There we go. Thank you, Banana. I'll do that next time. You see, this is why I'm glad to have friends like you, Bananas. You actually know what you're doing with streams. Maybe after every third death. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, cause Splatoon, like, ranked, Splatoon has, ranked, a mode called Series, where after 3 losses, you're done, you have to start over. Let's see, you should make more expressions for your PNG tuber. I would. Let's see, ooh, the audio with this is so crunchy right now. I'm sorry, guys. Or wait, is my audio even playing? Did I... Ah, shit, I didn't turn it back up. Okay, there we go. Sorry if this is too loud, I'm in the middle of something. Yeah, I walked right into that one. You amateurs, there's so much ground here to cover. I got the bomb in, but I didn't do a very good job. Oh my god, there's no way we're winning this. If only my friends were here and we could stack the cards. Oh, shit. Oh, wipeout. That is not good. That was instant. Alrighty. Yep, that seems about right. I will say one thing, I do miss where if you lost a game, it would show your team all, like, throwing a tantrum. I think that was very funny. I can understand why maybe they got rid of it. I don't know, I thought it was fun. Alright. Well, yeah, I think... I think I might end it there for today. I feel like we did good here. Uh, thank you guys so much for coming to stream. Even though there wasn't a whole lot of back and forth this time, but hey, I know for next time myself with the drawings. But yeah, well, hopefully I can do this again. This is a lot of fun. I want to try something next week, either on or the day before my birthday. I want to just do like a totally self-indulgent game stream. I won't say what, but I think you guys might enjoy it regardless. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. I'll see you guys next time.